Hello, boys and girls. How are we doing? We're streaming after all. I tweeted last night that I didn't think I was going to stream today, but here I am. The start of a week. We're going to do 5 streams this week. Nothing can stop me. Apart from circumstances, potentially. But as of right now, the plan is to stream every day this week. All 4 afternoons plus Thursday evening for the network game. So we've got a full week ahead of us. What a time to be alive. Lots of work for Chris to do. Perfect scenario for all involved. How are we all? Are we all good? Are we all happy? Are we all excited? A full week of streaming. We could have Leamington in League One by the end of the week. That's got to be the plan, surely. After so long sat faffing around in non-league, we're going back to back. I've decided we're going back to back. In fact, I should probably do a YouTube intro celebrating that exact fact. Oh, boys and girls, I told you. I've been telling you for literally years in game that the moment we hit the Football League, we're doing back-to-back promotions, and that is exactly what's happening. We're nearly at the halfway point of the season. We are top of League 2. Let's do back-to-back-to-back. Let's assume this season's job is already done. Make sure we get promoted next year as well, and then I can re-release the Kev Was Right t-shirts, or the I think it was Kev Told Me So. We'll figure out the t-shirts. It'll be fine. Because let's face it, absolutely nothing could possibly go wrong from here on in. And there we have it. That's why they call him One Take Kev. Love the fact we don't even have to mute the music anymore. Because we're so snazzy these days. Right. This is the situation. We are top of League 2, as mentioned. 4 points clear of our old enemy, Notts County, who are down in 4th place. We've got the top scorer in the division in Jamar Hughes. And bearing in mind, Hughes was injured for a big chunk of games, 6 games. Most of the last stream he was injured for, or half of the last stream. But he's still the top scorer in the division. Big Holman is one of the best players in the division, as is Hughes. Tyler Goodrum, although he had a slow start to the season, has now restored his normal position of things of being the top assist maker in the division, albeit not with the kind of numbers he's used to posting. But he has got himself up to a 7.45 for his first season in the Football League, which is not too shabby. I say it's his first season in the Football League. He played 27 games for Oxford in League 1 7 or 8 years ago, but we don't really count that. I was going to say they were mostly off the bench. They weren't. He started 19 games. He played 30. Hold on. He played 30 games in the Championship for Swansea. Why the hell has he been slumming it down in non-league with us for so long when he played 30 games in the Championship for Swansea? Something is afoot here. Too right, he should step up. Goodness me. Right. So that's the plan. The plan is we are going to continue this excellent run of form that we've been on and just keep winning football matches and go up automatically. We are in a position to do transfers when the window opens again in January, because we had a relatively light summer. So we've got plenty of spare budget in terms of wage budget. I said in the intro that nothing could possibly go wrong. I guess the one thing that could potentially go wrong is if we start getting offers from big clubs for key players. I'm looking at Godwin, and there's a load of Championship clubs looking at Godwin. He looks like he's the only one I would class as a key player that anyone's interested in at the moment. Peterborough looking at Kiezu. A few clubs in for Brandon Brian War. No one's looking at Decty yet, though, which is good. Why are these in such a weird order? There you go. That's a more sensible order. Mavo member, thank you very much for the 18 months. Lovely old stuff. Offer new contracts. Well, everyone who needs a contract's got one, I think. Who's out of contract? Oh, God, half the squad is out of contract at the end of the season. Although, to be fair, it's the half that I'm not worried about leaving. So I think we're probably fine as we are. We're not going to mess around with new contracts just yet. We'll worry about them a little bit further down the line. John Boy, thank you for 18 months. Lovely, lovely, lovely. By the way, I feel like I'm blowing my load early here, getting straight into the weather. I'm giving you nothing. You don't need to stick around for the afternoon now. I mean, traffic will be coming up later. I'm not giving you everything up front, but we do need to talk about the weather. It feels like spring. I've got the window wide open. It's a bright sunny day out there. It was still light while we were having our dinner last night. It was light when we got up this morning. Spring has sprung, boys and girls, and what a time to be alive. Doesn't it just feel better? Wouldn't it be nice, our first spring in 3 years, where we can actually go out and enjoy it as well? That would be double nice with bells on. Not having to stay indoors throughout spring. What are you doing indoors? Watching a stream? Go out and enjoy the fresh air. Watch me on your phone while you're out there. It's fine. Headphones, phone, you're sorted. I'm not discouraging you from watching, but... Oh, it's a nice day here. Ooh. It's freezing in Crewe. It's not freezing here. It's lovely here. Same thing here in Canada. 15 degrees yesterday. Wowzers. That's a decent summer's day. I guess you're in the southern bit of Canada. Right, we'll swap those two around. Bum, bum, bum. Let's get into a football match. We're playing Port Vale. Hopefully we're going to pick up a wing. A wing? A whim. We had thunderstorms and tornadoes Saturday night and woke up 3 inches of snow on the ground. Where are you, Calla? That's mad. It's raining where I am. Oh dear. So it's basically just nice weather here is what I'm getting. Oh, and by the way, you know how you all told me Pokemon cards were the start of a slippery slope? Today, the slippery slope got even slipperier. I received my first individual card that I've ordered off of eBay. I'm building a deck. This is actually for Anna's deck that I'm making for her. But individual cards. I'm now buying individual cards. This is not going to end well. This is where I said from the moment I got into Pokemon TCG, this is the beginning of the end. This is where it all goes wrong. This is how I end up in debtor's prison. Oh, dear me. It's chilly in Manchester. It's cold in Liverpool. It's snow in Iowa. 6 degrees in Borough. Take it you mean Middlesbrough? Is that what you mean? 7 degrees in Shetland. That's why I'm streaming every day this week then. Yeah, absolutely. Just wait until you discover Magic the Gathering. I'd like to think I won't. Because I've only got so much time in the day and I've only got so much patience. And the big advantage that Pokemon has got, that I'd be starting from zero with Magic. The big advantage I've got with Pokemon is I've been playing the video games for 20 years. So I know the Pokemon. It's not a load of weird words that I've got to learn. And so I know a lot of the terminology already from the video games, and that's a big boost. So fingers crossed. Although, I mean, I'm really enjoying it. I'm trying to find somewhere to go and play in person. That's the plan. So much for saving for a house. Well, I think I've mentioned before, we're in that annoying situation where the house deposit is sat there, but we can't get the mortgage at the moment. We can't get the mortgage until April. So I know a sensible adult carries on saving. They don't just go, well, the thing we've been saving for our entire lives, we've now got, we can stop saving and now buy a load of Pokemon cards. But, you know, try telling my motivation that the house deposit is sorted. So the worry is whether or not we're going to get that house, or whether the latest worry is, do we even need that house? Because it's a 4/5 bed house that we're looking at, 4 bed and an office. And we were thinking about it the other day. If we're not moving into that until the end of this year, by then, Lucy's already moved out. Andy could have moved out by then. Amy is only here every other weekend. So do me and Anna need a 5-bedroom house just for the two of us and Dave for the majority of the time? Are we being a little silly? Would we be better off actually staying here until, I mean, Amy turns 16 this year. Would we be better off staying here for another couple of years until Amy's not coming to see us, like not coming to stay regularly anymore, to the point where Amy doesn't need her own bedroom? And then a couple of years down the line, maybe just buy a 3-bed house so we can have our bedroom, my office, and a spare room with a bed in. So whichever kid happens to be coming and visiting has somewhere to sleep, but they don't need a bedroom each. But we can't go and do that now, because now we need Amy needs to have a bedroom, and there needs to be somewhere for Andy or Lucy or both to stay when they come to visit. So we're chickening out 3 Pokemon rooms. I did joke that we could set up a Pokemon tournament room in one of the bedrooms. She wasn't against it. She's getting into it as well. This is good. Amazing timing. Just watched the last stream recap. I mean, that it's even better timing than you realise, because for the first time since we've been doing the stream recaps, up until like 10 minutes ago when I started the stream, we were completely up to date on the stream recaps. So if you're up to date on YouTube, you come into this stream and you are completely up to date. Hughes is in here. Oh, he's bottled that. He's bottled that. How many chairs are we talking? I mean, it depends how many we put in there, doesn't it? Gwyn, thank you very much for the 4 months. Get the 5-bed, think of all the room for chairs. Yeah, but on the flip side, if we get a 3-bed that's like 100 grand cheaper, think of all the spare money I'd have by not having to pay a mortgage on a £300,000 house. So I've been mulling that over. It's probably just me chickening out. It's been so long of me. I'm nearly 40. I've never owned a house. It's probably me chickening out. And it's like, oh, are we really going to take the plunge, or should we wait a little longer? I found an excuse to wait a little longer. It might not be the dumbest excuse ever. Are the cards a tax write-off? Not all of them. Some will be. If I'm buying, like, the boxes that I'm buying to open on videos, anything that I'm buying for videos are, but like that one probably isn't, unless I make a video about it. But yeah, anything I buy for a video is. You should move to Scotland just to shake it on into legend. The problem then is that I'd be living in Scotland, miles from civilization. And by civilization, I mean London. In non-league legend, when the right time to move clubs, I'm doing my own 4-bed. 300 grand for 5 bedrooms. That buys a garage where I live. We should move further north. I mean, it's officially 4 bedrooms and a study. I don't think the study is big enough to fit a bed in. So the one that's marked on the floor plan as a study isn't the one that I would use as my office. We only need a 4-bed. It just so happens that the one we like is a 4/5, even though I don't think it counts as a 5. But yeah, that's why we don't live further south. Possibly move closer to London. Well, that's the other thing, yeah. If it turns out we don't need as many bedrooms and as much space, we could move closer to London, which then makes sense from a work point of view as things start opening up again, not just for me, for Anna. Anna's dream is to work for the Metropolitan Police. There's a number of jobs that are really unique to that police force. Stuff that's kind of centralized and done there, and they're the kind of jobs that she's after. So she needs to be near London for what she wants to do. I spend loads of time in, or certainly pre-pandemic. I assume we're going to get back to this point, but that year before the pandemic, I slept like 60 nights in London or something ridiculous. I don't think it was 60 in London. I think it was 60 away from the house. I think we're including going on holiday to Disneyland in those 60 nights, but it was certainly over a month I was sleeping in London for, paying for London hotels. So if we were close enough for me to not need to stay down there when I went, then that's money saved on that side of things as well. So it makes sense for both of us to be nearer London. Showing the card on stream, that counts as a tax write-off. Oh, in that case, I got a new iPad. Can I write that off now? What else? I bought this the other day in... I think I got this in Tiger. It's a little wooden giraffe that I keep on my desk. What else? This cup of coffee. I didn't make this to drink. I made this to show you on stream. So, right off. I like this. I like this rule. You get one of them sheds that are offices in the garden. We and Anna had that conversation last night. The thing with doing that is we like the idea of getting a new build. Jazz Preet, thank you for the gifted sub. We like the idea of getting a new build, and no new build is going to have a big enough garden to be able to do that. So we'd have to get somewhere a little older to be able to do that. And neither of us are any good at DIY and nonsense like that. So the idea of getting somewhere older doesn't really appeal. But I would quite like just plonking a storage unit thing, like a storage container, down in the back garden and converting it into an office. I watch loads of tiny home and van life videos and stuff, and the idea of a storage container conversion into a office / studio awesome sized setup would be brilliant, but we need a big garden to be able to do that. I don't think that's realistic. Certainly not if we're heading towards London. Where can I download my custom view? It's on the Steam Workshop. Just search for LOLLUJO on the Steam Workshop. It'll be on there. You're only in the house to stream. I'd rather be homeless. That is a very good point. Boom. Tyler Goodrum. New vlog channel name, Kev's Tax Write-Offs. I mean, yeah, that's basically what that channel has become. So you're getting a VW camper and making that into an office. I would love to do that. I moved out of my new build for space, to be honest, but I've dropped so much money on my 4-bed 1970s house over the past 16 months. It's still not where I want it to be. Yeah, exactly. We saw somewhere over the weekend that is it's a weird setup. I guess officially it's a 4-bed. I don't think it was a 4-bed originally. It's a little bit older, and it's been converted either for a disabled person or an old person, I guess, because it's got the ramps front and back with the handrails, and you go in, and on the left, you go left as you go in, and you have your living room, dining room, and then kitchen in front of you, and then to the right is a bedroom with a massive wet room. And then out in the garden, they've kind of on the back of where the garage is, they've built an office out there, and then you've got 3 bedrooms upstairs. So it's a weird setup. We'd have to do a lot of work to it, but because we don't need a massive wet room as big as our living room, and we don't need a bedroom downstairs. Obviously, you can easily take the bed out and it becomes a living room, other than the fact it's got an ensuite. But with a little bit of, and I say a little bit of work, with quite a lot of work, we could turn that into something awesome, and it'd have loads of space. We could take half of the wet room and add it on to the office that's already there and make it a massive office. PE Price, thank you for the sub. And it's a good 50 grand cheaper than the one we were hoping to get, for more space and a bigger garden, in, to be fair, a nicer area. But it's a little bit run down, and we'd need to be knocking walls down and doing all sorts of stuff to it. So then it becomes a case of, right, well, it's 50 grand cheaper, but how much is it going to cost to turn it into what we actually want? And how long is that going to take? How quickly after we move in am I going to be in there and working? And it becomes less likely. Does that mean if you vlog your Christmas, you can write off all of the presents? I don't think so. I bet there are some vloggers that do. I bet the proper family vloggers, you always see them every Christmas, where they have the massive pile of presents that's up to the ceiling with their kids sat in front of it grinning. And it's all identical wrapping paper. The wangy thumbnails that you get for that kind of thing. I bet they would, I don't know if they'd get away with it. I bet they try and make the argument that they're only doing Christmas to that extent because it's for a video. And they wouldn't be buying that amount of stuff otherwise, so therefore they should be able to do some of it as a write-off. Whether they get away with doing that or not, I don't know. I'd be surprised if you could buy your kids a load of presents and call it a tax write-off. But then at the same time, when those same families do stuff like, I gave my daughter £500 and told her she could buy whatever she wanted. I mean, that's literally for a video. So in that case, then yeah, that £500 is a tax write-off because it's the entire purpose of the video that you're making. So yeah, it's a grey area, I guess. We certainly never put the kids' Christmas presents as tax write-offs when we were vlogging Christmases. My rule has always been, and I think it's a very simple rule of thumb to live by. If I've bought something specifically for the video, then I count it as an expense. If I'm making a video about something I would have bought anyway, then it's not a business expense. And I think that's the easiest way to clear it up in my head. If I ever get what's the word? If the Inland Revenue ever decide to have a closer look at me, can't remember the word for it, then we'll see if they agree or not, I guess. Chris, thank you for the sub, and Govey, thank you for the sub as well. Meant to be the only things that are review or critique that you can claim back on, or if it makes up a constant backdrop. Yeah, so this stuff is some of that would have been tax write-off. Audit, there's the word. There's the word. So Pokemon cards are business expense or a hobby. It depends if I bought them for a video or because I wanted them. So I've got a bunch of stuff up on a shelf up there that I've bought specifically for videos. So those ones are a business expense. But this one that I've bought because I want to build a deck that I want to go and play with and use for my hobby, for my own enjoyment, that one's not a business expense. So it varies. Dr. Copenhagen, thank you very much for the sub. Not sure even the 500 quid thing would be a write-off in the US if you use the stuff bought not for a video. Interesting. Are the shirts a business expense? What, football shirts? Yeah, they're a business expense. Because they're literally bought to be behind me in videos. I don't... most of them, I don't think I've ever worn any of them. They probably wouldn't fit me. Millie, thank you for the sub. So yeah, they are definitely business expense. There's no question about that. Most of them have still got the tags on. How would I recommend a 16-year-old to start investing? Half of every money you ever earn, put in an index fund, an S&P 500 tracking index fund, wrapped up within an ISA so you get the tax benefits, and just for the rest of your life save half of everything you earn. If you're 16, you won't notice it. You couldn't say that. You couldn't say to a 35-year-old, start saving half of what you earn. So they'd be like, well, I spend all of what I earn. But if you're 16, you'll just get used to living on half of what you earn. So if you save half of everything you earn and put it in an ISA and put it in the stock market, by the time you're 30, you'll probably have enough money to retire. And you'll, not only that, you'll be used to living on half of whatever you earn. And just always stick to that. Half of what you earn, you save. Easy peasy. It's Wayne Roberts. Thank you for the sub. What if you record yourself preparing for Pokemon tournaments? I mean, it gets complicated at that point, doesn't it? I guess if you made the argument that the only time you ever used them was on camera for videos, then maybe. But yeah, a lot of it does come down to, is it used for business use or personal use? So like if I'm buying a card that I show on video once, but then play with for the next year, not on camera, then I don't think you can argue you can argue that as a business expense. Why is Hughes not scoring today? He's offside again there. You should give away the shirts at the end of each save, but I want to keep them. How does an index fund work? It just buys little chunks of the fund itself. Will own a little bit of everything, and you'll buy a share in that fund that owns a little bit of everything. So you just follow the value of your investment follows the value of the stock market as a whole, rather than you having to guess right on an individual stock or a group of individual stocks. And although nothing is ever guaranteed, historically, the stock market has always gone up in the long term. So if you're putting money into an index fund at 16 that you don't plan on touching until you retire, chances are 50 years later, your money will have gone up a lot without you really having to think about it, and you'll have loads of money. Lots of wrestlers could do that 50% rule. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I try and do it. I don't always get there every month. Sometimes something comes up, like Pokemon cards. But on the whole, I try and save half of what I earn. Whenever I get paid anything, I put a third of it into my tax account. And then what's left, I split in half. Half goes into savings, the other half goes into living. So effectively, I'm splitting it into thirds. But in my mind, because I used to put 25% in the tax account and then split the rest in half. And then this year, I got a little bit of a surprise in January when my tax bill was about $4,000 more than I'd got saved up, because I hadn't been putting enough aside. So I now put a third of what comes in into the tax account and then split the rest in half. And so half of what's left after tax is saved most months, or invested rather than saved. I did hear a quote about the moment you hear about an investment, it's too late to invest. Yeah, that's absolute nonsense. That's kind of nonsense that a crypto bro would say to you. The sort of people who think like that are trying to make short-term money. They're not investors, they're gamblers. I'm certainly not a gambler, I'm an investor. Aren't I a crypto bro? Absolutely not. I own a little bit of crypto. I'm not a crypto bro. I'm not a trader. I've got a little bit of my portfolio in crypto. Just basically because of FOMO more than anything. So I've got a little bit in Ethereum, a little bit in Bitcoin, just in case it goes crazy again. All investments are a gamble. No, they're not. Absolutely, they're not. Let's say you've got 10 grand. If I give you 10 grand now and tell you you have to put it somewhere, you can't spend it for 50 years. So you have to put it somewhere in the meantime. Putting that in an index fund is not a gamble. There's not a chance it will be worth less than if you just put it under your mattress or in a bank account and let investment ravage it and let inflation ravage it. There's no gamble at all to putting that in an index fund. If at the end of 50 years your money is gone because it was a gamble, then you've got bigger things to worry about because the entire economy has collapsed and you're fighting off zombies. How difficult was it to get a mortgage? Well, I don't have one yet. I can't get one at the moment because I don't have enough years of accounts to prove at my current level of income. So yeah, pretty difficult, I guess. I've been earning enough money to buy the house we want to buy for like 2.5, 3 years nearly. I don't have 3 years of proof because it all lags behind. So yeah, pretty hard. We need to get some more strikers. We don't have any attacking options off the bench. It's not a gamble. I don't think you understand it. It's definitely not a gamble. People don't understand how financially unwise it is to keep more than a couple of months of living expenses in the bank account. Exactly. And you make a job of investing. Not like you can't go from having no money and no job to investing being your job. No. People make a job out of trading if they guess right enough times and make enough quick money. But investing isn't like that. To my mind, for you to be able to call yourself an investor rather than a trader or a gambler, you've got to be thinking in terms of whatever everything you buy, you're holding for at least 5 or 10 years, if not longer. Pretty much everything I invest in, I'm not planning on touching until I retire. So I'm when I buy shares, or if I buy crypto, or if I'm buying into an index fund, it's with a view that I'm not going to see that money again for the next 25 years. That's investing, but it's not a job in the meantime because I'm not getting anything out of that for the next 25 years. The theory is when it comes back, it'll be worth a lot more than it was at the start. How much is the house we're looking to get? It's just over 300,000. We're trying to buy an older 4-bed where we live. The market down versus gone crazy in the last year. Oh yeah, the market is crazy everywhere. 3 years ago, the house we're looking to buy probably would have been 200,000. It's all it's hindsight and stuff. We moved here a year and a half ago, and we chose to rent because we didn't know if we'd want to stay in this area long term. We probably could have bought then if we'd have chosen to, but we chose not to. But if we like this house when we moved into it was probably worth about 220,000, and we rent it. For us to buy this exact house now would be over 300,000. So we could have taken the gamble and bought straight away, but then maybe not like the area and had to leave after a year and a half and lost loads of money. Instead, we did the opposite gamble and said, right, well, we don't know if we want to stay there. We'll rent for 2 years and then buy. At least then we know when we do buy, it'll be for long term. And it turns out we do like it, and we could have bought 2 years ago. So it's... You can't stress yourself out about stuff like that. One of the funnier crypto things was all these people bragging about all the money they made, and then 6 months later panicked because the taxman came knocking. I mean, how thick are they? The amount of people who thought that you didn't have to pay tax on gains on crypto when they're literally buying and selling it all the time. Because that's the other thing. By never selling anything, I'm never actualizing my gains. So at the moment, while I'm a higher rate taxpayer, any gains I make on the stock market are purely on paper, and I'm not having to pay any tax on them. I mean, most of my money's in ISAs anyway, so I won't have to pay tax on them ever. But the stuff that it's not all wrapped up in a tax efficient thing. So there's not a chance I'm going to sell anything while I'm a higher rate taxpayer and have to pay 40% of whatever my gain was, or whatever. I don't even know this. I don't even know what the capital gains tax rate is. That's how unlikely I am to get any capital gains. I'll sell my stuff when I've got no other income, and that way I'll pay less tax on it. I still remember the time the NFT bros thought overpaying for a Dune book meant they own the rights to the whole book's IP. Did that really happen? Oh, bless them. They're dumb. $12,300 allowance capital gains tax per person in the UK. Okay. Did I just take so most of my money is in ISIS? No, you didn't. You heard me say in ISAs. Individual savings accounts. I think if you're in the US, the equivalent is a Roth IRA, I think, of an ISA. Come on, let's do a football. Afternoon to everyone who's just arriving. My voice is going croaky. What's going on? I've only been streaming 20 minutes. Or half an hour, or whatever it's been. Beagles dropped a hydrate. Well, this is for you then, Beagles. I'll do another one, because I was drinking then anyway. So this one's for Beagles. Lovely. I reckon I'll ever be classy enough to drink this out of a glass rather than just necking it out of a 2-litre bottle. Probably won't be, ever. Do I still have dreams to set up a real-life home FC? I do, but they're... This is the FA Cup first round. We're away to McDonald's right now. Interesting. I do, but they're more pipe dreams than real dreams now. I think the moment was lost. I think the pandemic took the moment from us. I think for me to do it now, I'd have to kind of restart the process. And what I mean by that is give it a few years for people to forget about it and then redo it on YouTube so people are really into it again, and then follow it up immediately with a real life thing. Adam, thank you for the Prime. Because, yeah, the plan was it would have happened by now if we were going to do it, and it would have been off the back of it being on YouTube. But the pandemic happening the way it did kind of took that momentum away. I'm sounding different today. I don't know why I'm croaky. Perhaps because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Perhaps this is my not much sleep voice, because I was up watching wrestling. Oh, it's lovely to be ahead against McDonald's. Right. Come along then. Let's not mess this up. Oh, we've actually got a striker on the bench for once. What a time. We've got 2 strikers on the bench. Oh, we'll get them both on. Why don't I like McDonald's? Because I'm a reasonable man. All reasonable men and reasonable women. All reasonable people. Just like McDonald's. As enemies of football. Thoughts on William Regal? He's officially not William Regal, is he? They're not allowed to call him that, although they did on commentary. But WWE owned the name William Regal. So he's Lord Regal, apparently. I hope he does his NXT general manager job. Well, it looks more like he'll be managing the tag team of those two, which I guess will be fun. I can't imagine him as a manager though. That's terrible goalkeeping from Worcester. He doesn't even try and catch it. He just wandered out there to have a look at it sailing over his head. Why do people not like McDonald's? I have no experience with them. Because they stole a football club. They stole Wimbledon. Wimbledon were in financial trouble. And there's a fella in Milton Keynes who wants to start a football club, but doesn't want to have to start in non-league and work his way up. So rather than doing it the right way and starting Milton Keynes FC in tier 10 and working their way up, he bought Wimbledon and then moved the club from Wimbledon in South London to Milton Keynes, like, I don't know, 100 miles away, and changed the name. So everyone who was originally a fan of the club lost their club, and Milton Keynes effectively bought a place in, I think they were in League One at the time. I don't remember whether they officially referred to them as a franchise or if people just started calling them franchise because it's the way stuff works in American sports and it's scummy. But yeah, they basically stole Wimbledon's football club. Long term, I wonder if Regal moves to Ring of Honor as the GM, assuming Ring of Honor follows the NXT model. Maybe. How are they still using the Don's name? Well, they own it, so why not, I guess. Their nod to the former club, because they also claim they've won the FA Cup. They claim the history. Do they have any fans? Well, it all happened 20 years ago, so they've kind of developed some fans now, because to my understanding, they've spent 20 years giving away thousands of tickets to local school kids and local residents. And over the years, obviously, those school kids have become adults, and some of them have probably started having kids of their own. And there's people there who've grown up always knowing that there was a team in Milton Keynes. It's their local club. So, yeah, they do have some fans now. But at the time it all happened, just lots of hatred from everybody. Because the big fear is, especially as a lower league football fan, such as myself, the big fear is that it could happen to us. It could happen to anyone. Nearly happened to Bury by Rangers. Did it? I don't remember hearing that story. What, Rangers tried to buy Bury and take their spot in League One? And move them to Glasgow? So what happened when Daniel Levy tried to move Spurs to the Olympic Stadium? Fans weren't having that. Which is weird, because that's not even that far away. They ended up playing at Wembley for, what, a year, 2 years? Which is much further away than the Olympic Stadium. Birchie, thank you for 11 months. Before Rangers went bust, Bury were in a mess, so they tried to buy them to get into England. Wow. Even Leyton Orient wanted a piece of the Olympics. I mean, Leyton Orient would have made the most sense. They were the closest club geographically to Stratford, I would say. I mean, West Ham's not a million miles away. But Orient's literally just down the road. Right, it is Papa John's Pizza Plate Cup. What does the grey QP mean? It means they played in the previous league match, so they're a qualifying player for the Papa John's, because nobody takes this stupid... Oh, look, now we're playing Wimbledon. We've gone from McDonald's to the real Wimbledon, who had to start down in, like, Tier 8 and work their way back up, and are now in the same league as the team that stole them, which is one of the most wonderful stories in football. Yeah, because the Johnson's Paint Trophy, Papa John's Smirnoff Ice, whatever it's called, competition is such a joke and no one cares about it. They have to have the qualifying player rule, or else everyone would just play their youth team, because no one cares about it in the lower leagues. And it's all about keeping the Premier League teams happy. So to give the Premier League reserve teams someone good to play, so that it benefits them, you have to have a certain number of players in your team for a Johnson's Paint Trophy match, as a certain number of them had to have started the previous league game. You can't just change the whole 11 the way everybody did before that rule. I believe they've given all the Wimbledon trophies in history to AFC Wimbledon a couple of years ago and renounced all connection with the Wimbledon of old. Well, the club has, at least, not the fans. Well, that's something. I guess they should drop Dons from their name then. It's like the French Cup where you have to have 8 players that played from the last 2 games in your squad. Yeah. They should just scrap this whole competition. Everyone hates it. But if we're in it, we may as well win the thing. Come on, let's do a football. Only the top flight clubs love it. I can't imagine they do. I imagine for some of them, it's, I mean, for most of the Premier League clubs, it's probably an inconvenience. It's literally just the top 6 with their big bloated under 23 squads who love it. And that it was made purely for them, or changed into what it is purely for them. Come on, then. We'll have another football here, I think. Oh, we've got space in the middle for Hughes. Oh, is it Hughes? It is Hughes. But he's cut it back to Theodros instead. What's he thinking? Hughes was in all that space. He must have thought he was offside. Most upsetting. Leeds basically played their under-18s in the EFL Trophy games this year, which hardly screams we care about this. Well, Leeds won't care about it. They're not a top 6 club, are they? I think when it first changed, Prem teams had a choice whether to enlist their under-23s. Did they? Should go back to the first format of straight knockout, League 1, League 2 clubs only. But even then, what's the point? That's them 3 cup competitions that you have to play in if you're in League 1 or 2. If you're going to do that, bin the League Cup off. The Premier League clubs don't... who is the EFL Cup for? If you're a top team in the Premier League, you're already playing in the FA Cup and the Champions League or some kind of European competition. If you're in the Championship, you've got no chance of winning it. And if you're in League 1 or 2, it's just inconvenient. So if you're going to, I don't know, get rid of the EFL Cup and then turn the Pizza Cup back into just for League 1 and 2 teams. It's just too much football. In this league, you play 46 games in the league. Then you've also got to do the Pizza Cup. Then you've also, if you go on an FA Cup run, that could be another 4 or 5 games. League Cup can be another 3 or 4 games. If you have a run in this as well, you're playing like 65 football matches over the course of the season. It's ridiculous. Teams in Premier League, not in Europe, and the rest of the Football League. Well, then bin off this. You don't need this. EFL Cup's a massive money spinner for League 2, League 1 if they get a good draw. Get rid of the pointless paint/pizza trophy. I don't care which one you get rid of, just get rid of one of them. when they put the under-23s in it, the trophy was pointless. I mean, I think it was pointless before that as well. And bearing in mind, I had a nice day out at Wembley watching Posh win it before the under-23 teams were added. And even then, it was still pretty pointless. Would have much rather have got promoted that year. It didn't have the same feel as the times at Wembley in the playoffs. It's just, yeah, we're at Wembley. It's kind of taken some of the fun out of it. Whatever happened to the Anglo-Italian Cup? That was random. That was weird, wasn't it? Yeah, if you weren't around in the 90s, you might not remember the Anglo-Italian Cup, which was championship teams, or Division 1 as they were called at the time. Championship teams and Serie B teams played a knockout competition against each other. That was a weird one. Wrong end of the stick. Thank you for the prime. Well, hopefully this means we're out of this cup now. That would be nice. We are. We're out. Oh, no, we're not out of it. I thought we were Wimbledon. Somehow we still topped the stupid group. And now we play Posh, so that makes it all okay. It was worth doing now. This is our first time playing against Posh on Earth 2. Are there any of my Posh boys who are there? Leighton Clarkson, Harrison Burrows, Luke McCormick, Tyrese John Jules. So 4 of the players who were there when we went to Peterborough on Earth 1 are still there. Now they're a lower League 1 team. Would I prefer 5th in the Premier League or a League Cup win? 5th in the Premier League. But then I'll always prioritize the league over everything else, because the league ultimately is the only thing that matters. Competitions should matter more. Yeah, but they don't. They don't matter because they don't dictate what league you play in the next year. Maybe it's a different mentality if you're a top level, if you're a top division fan and your team have always been in the top division. Like if you're Everton, I imagine it's quite fun having a cup run and getting to a cup final. But for Peterborough, the only thing that matters is the league, because we could go and win the FA Cup and it doesn't matter if we get relegated. So the only thing that matters is the league, because that dictates what league we play in next year. Right, we're going to win here, boys and girls. Get the league table on. Or maybe not. Can we have the league table on, please? League table. There we go. So we're level on points with Crawley. They are now above us in the league. This stream hasn't started as well as it could have done. Right, we'll immediately drop them a demand more. Oh, and here they're going to deliver me more straight away from a corner. No, maybe not. Come on, boys. Top versus second. Oh, he's at the inside of the post. Oh. We were supposed to be running away with the league by now. It's all gone wrong. Form hasn't really been with us yet this afternoon. Maybe we need to stand up for some good luck. This is the solution. Oh, here we go. This is the solution. We just needed to stand up. We're going to go attack him. Come on, then. Nailed it. Winner of the pizza paint trophy gets promoted to the championship like snakes and ladders. Yikes. What if someone from League 2 wins it, though? What if you're the team that misses out on promotion? You finish second in League 1, but don't get promoted because Exeter had a fluky cup run and have jumped up 2 divisions. Yikes. Just bin all cup competitions and just make it league only. Real football is the opposite of the streamer showdown. The only thing that matters is the league. We're back in it. See, standing up is all we needed to do. That coffee is stone cold. Come on, boys. What? Who handballed it? We should get replays of penalties. The amount of offside replays they show us, but there's a questionable penalty and we don't get to see the replay. It's ridiculous. Nick, thank you very much for the prime. Need an office microwave or mug warmer to keep the coffee warm. Nah, I'm a teacher. This is how coffee should be drunk. This is what they teach you at teacher training. That's why teacher training lasts a year. You wouldn't think it would take a year to learn how to waffle in front of a bunch of kids, but the main thing they're teaching you to do is to get used to drinking a cup of coffee you made 2 hours ago and forgot about. But you've got no way of making another one until your next 2 lessons are finished. So you either drink that one cold or you don't drink at all. It's a skill. It's the hardest part about being a teacher. Why does my cup look so tiny? Because I'm a large man? Probably, I don't know. It's just a normal sized mug. Yeah, there it is in comparison to my head. That gives you context of what a large man I am. Check my replay settings. What? There's a way to show penalty incidents on replays. Replay events. It's not on there. Missed penalties is on there. But penalty decisions not on there inexplicably. What a weird thing to not have on the list of things. Show opposition replays. You can turn that off. That's clever. I never knew this was here. It does seem odd that penalty decisions aren't something you can add on there. There's a USB coffee cup that keeps your coffee warm. But I don't need it to be warm. Teacher. Before I get huge mugs to look smaller. I mean, I don't know what else can. Here you go. Here's me compared to a Sky remote. Does that make me look big or small? I'm not Andre the Giant. I'm only 6'2". More! What have we got over here? Suppose we get Husey on, even though he's not fully fit. I get tiny Sky remotes too. Is Kev holding stuff? The new Kev pointing stuff? It might be. What else can I hold? I don't know. AirPods. I mean, they do look small in my hands because they are small. I'm trying to think of anything else that's like a universal size. I'm 6'2". Anna is 5 foot on the nose. We're planning on doing an unboxing video together in here or something, and we're gonna have to get her a box to stand on. There's no way we can sit next to each other because we can't fit 2 chairs in here, but if we stand next to each other, she won't be able to reach the desk, so we're gonna stand her on a box so she can get up to my height. Who's the tallest FM creator? I think it's Curty. I mean, it's definitely not Curty. Bear in mind, I've met most of them. We've established on the network game that me, Ben, and Zealand are all the same height, and Jack's like a foot shorter. Kiva, thank you for the sub. That wasn't ideal. We've been FM'd there, looking at the match stats. Let's just go back in. We've lost 2 games in a row. It's all gone wrong. That's unfortunate what's happened there. Very unfortunate. We've controlled possession. We've had more shots, better XG. 9 corners to their 1. But somehow they've beaten us to go top of the league. And we've lost our 12-game unbeaten run. So I can go as the tall FM then with my 6'5". Yeah, absolutely. Now what we've established is basically to be a Football Manager content creator, you need to be 6'2" and have a beard and glasses. If you meet those criteria, you are most of the way there. So if we've got anyone who's 6'2" with a beard and glasses. Apparently it also helps if you're an overweight white English man as well. You can really profile us down into quite a small group. I have it all except I'm 6'4". Ooh, too tall. 5'10", no beard but glasses. Nope, doesn't get it done. Beard and glasses but 6'3". No, afraid not. Beard and glasses, overweight, white English, but only 5'9". Nope, not gonna get it done. Well, that's 6 foot beard, glasses, and I'm always over. I'm always overweight, as opposed to I'm sometimes overweight. Oh, I've been offered the job at Brentford. Who are mid-table in the Championship? No, thank you. I'm missing the beard, but I'm still a teenager. Will that do? You just have to wait. Can the size of the beard make up for a shortfall in height? I'm not sure it can. I'm trying to. Are there any examples of that? How does Work the Space qualify? He was grandfathered in because he was doing it before it was cool. If he started now, no chance. He's just in the system because he was always in the system. Zealand doesn't have 2 of those criteria. No, Zealand's just Zealand's an anomaly. How much of a beard is necessary? As much as you can muster, really. Although I guess, as Tom FM has proven, it's not necessary to be able to grow one at all. So, who knows? Maybe the rules mean nothing. What if you have contacts instead of glasses? Just take them out when you're filming. My dad and brother both had laser eye surgery before Christmas and are trying to convince me that I should do it as well. Because we're all, or we were all blind as bats. It's the Chapman family trait. And I've explained to them that I just have to wear fake glasses all day. So there's no point in me getting my eyes lasered. because I'd have to stream in fake glasses. I'd have to make videos in fake glasses, because otherwise no one would know who I was. If I turned up for a video looking like this, it'd be like, who the hell is this guy? I don't know who he is. I'm leaving because this guy looks weird. Put them back on. Yeah, exactly. So there's no point in me having my eyes lasered, because that's what you'd get in the videos. That's scary. No glasses. It doesn't look right. Exactly. It's my brand now. It's been too long. You're all too used to it. Check on my youth player. What is your youth player called, Beagles? Probably some variation of Beagles, I would imagine. Apparently not. But I need to know what your youth player is called. Or if we've not allocated him yet, maybe. Probably need to allocate them. They're part of the brand now. Would be unrecognisable without them with a beard. Exactly. Plus, I like to keep it in my back pocket for if I ever commit a really horrible crime. So then I can just have my eyes lasered, shave my head, shave my beard, and just carry on living my life, and no one would know it was me. So I like having that there as an option. Just in case. Who knows? Who knows what I might get up to? You didn't put it in, then I asked ages ago. I need one of the mods to remind me to do it after the stream. There's probably loads on Discord. You were meant to do regens in the summer. No one told me though, did they? No one told me. Tips for use in court. Yeah, but it's some other guy saying it, so it doesn't matter. You'll never prove it's the same guy. My face isn't even this shape without a beard. If I trim my beard too short, I look weird because it starts to follow the shape of my face, rather than the artificial face shape I give myself by waxing my beard into the shape that I want and cutting it different lengths in different places to give the impression that I have a long face rather than a little fat face. There's a reason I trim these bits off, to thin it all out. Got to make my face look longer and thinner. What's the Kevin Chapman channel going to be called with the new content? Kevin Chapman. Because it's still me making videos. Except now I'm just making videos about whatever I want. And I know it's been 3 card openings so far, but it's not all it's going to be. It is going to vary from that. Like, I'm going to do an office tour on there soon. I'm planning on, once I've had a week or two with my new iPad, I'm going to do a little review of that on there. I'll be vlogging conventions and stuff on there as before. It'll just be me. Whenever I feel like making a video, I'll just put it up there. The only thing that's really changed about what was the vlog channel is that I've officially declared that it's not work anymore. It's just a bit of fun. And it doesn't matter if it gets views, and it doesn't matter if it makes money, and it doesn't matter if it gets sponsors. All of that stuff would be nice. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to get 50,000 views an episode and make a load of money and get a load of sponsors, but it doesn't matter because the Football Manager stuff is enough for me to live on comfortably. So that channel's just a bit of fun, so it doesn't matter what goes on there. So the fact that I've put a few videos out that probably only got about 1,000 views doesn't matter. I'm enjoying making them. So I'll just keep making whatever I feel like making, which means it'll be killed in the algorithm. I'm consciously going into it knowing it won't survive the algorithm, because you can't go from Pokemon cards to an office tour to a Comic-Con vlog to wrestling figures, video to video to video to video, and expect to survive in the algorithm. That's not how YouTube works. But it's just a bit of fun. What am I going to do after non-lethal legend? We're going to do Schalke. We are going to save Schalke because I think we're doing terribly, by the way, at the moment. We're 7 points off the top of the league all of a sudden. I think not only are Schalke in the second division, but they also have a £500 million debt at the start of the game. So similar to what we did, it's going to be like a hybrid of Barcelona and Apollon, where the goal is still to take a club in a lower league somewhere in Europe and win the Champions League with them. It'll be a one-club save, where we want to win the Champions League with Schalke, but we also have to get out of debt within a certain time frame. I'm thinking probably 6 seasons, maybe. I don't think we'll do it in 4 like we did at Barcelona, because you can't just sell £300 million off a player like you can at Barcelona. Might even take longer than 6 seasons. But yeah, the goal is win the Champions League and get them out of debt within a certain time frame. Is it 220 million in debt? Okay. If I wanted to bring up Minecraft, would I put it on there? Don't know. That might go on LOLLUJO too. It might go on there. I guess it depends if I'm bringing it back for one video or bringing it back for a series. A series would probably go on LOLLUJO too. If it's just a one-off, look what I'm doing in Minecraft, it'd probably go on that channel. Eight seasons, the debt is generally very tough to deal with. Okay. Bundesliga is easy to finish top 4. Only if you're in it. If you're not in it, it's pretty difficult. And if you're trying to do it whilst selling every time you get a good player, if you've got to sell them, because you've got debt to get out of, that's pretty challenging as well. And if we're trying to improve the team whilst also getting them out of debt, whilst also moving up through the leagues, I think it's going to be quite tricky. But because it's got a set time frame on it, I think that was one of the things people liked the most about Barcelona, the fact you knew it was just going to be 4 seasons. So you knew what you were getting yourself into at the start. So I think we'll set a limit. I might just run a simulation to see if they get out of debt naturally at a certain point and then cut that in half or something. I don't know. Put them in the Bundesliga and see what the debt ends up as. I want it to actually be a challenge. I don't want it to just happen by itself. Josh, thank you for 6 months. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, come on. Let's have a late winner. Get ourselves back on track. This little run of iffy form is troubling me. It's troubling me greatly. Almost as much as the fact I'm apparently losing my voice is troubling me. I really don't understand why. I've been fired all morning. I start streaming. I've been streaming an hour. And my voice has been croaky the whole time. It's very confusing. Oh, hello. What's going on there? Oh, we won a free kick. Okay. I'm a complete new FM player. Just got the game 3 days ago. I've just finished the season. I was wondering why my players weren't getting better. Are you training them? I mean, they're not going to get loads better. They'll have a limit. So it might be that the players you've got aren't going to get better. It's not like FIFA where they'll just get better and better and better. It might be that your players are rubbish and you need to get some with potential. You'll notice that each player has a current ability and a potential ability. If those are the same, then they're not going to improve. So, I don't know why I've picked a player that's not mine as the example. So, for example, his current ability is the same as his potential ability, so he's not going to improve. Though he has improved a little bit, but he's not going to improve significantly. Whereas someone like him has got lots of room to improve. So you would expect him to get better. And yeah, you can see he is getting better. You can check in the progress to see how much he's getting better. You can look at it by attribute or by star rating. Yeah, it might just be that your players aren't very good, or you're not coaching them very well. I'm using no music in the VODs. Could I use non-copyright free music in the streams? I could if I didn't care about the law, but I do. So I won't. I'm a stickler for the rules. First time visit to the live stream. Well, welcome along. How are you doing? Hopefully you brought some good luck with you, because we've hit some rotten form. Everything was going so well, and then we started today's stream, I want to say here, maybe? Might have even been there. Have we not won a league game in this stream yet? Yikes. Yeah, the white star on potential ability is not guaranteed. So that's where whatever staff member is judging it isn't sure. So again, using this guy as an example, he might have 4-star potential. He might have 5-star potential. You just have to wait and see which end of that scale he ends up on. There's the man who VPNs so he can watch a posh game. Tell me what law I'm breaking doing that. If I started streaming copyright music to you, I would be breaking the law. What law am I breaking by using a VPN to watch posh matches on the paid-for service that Peterborough United Football Club provide for overseas viewers that I pay for? I think it's £25 a month I pay to the club. I don't think I'm breaking a law there. Ha 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 ha. And ultimately, if people weren't doing that, clubs wouldn't put those services on anyway, because there's not enough Peterborough fans overseas paying £25 a month to watch our matches to justify that service existing. I would guess that like 95% of the subscribers to that are in the UK. Are probably within 20 miles of Peterborough using a VPN. You're watching an illegal streams, it's not legal in your country. Incorrect. That is an incorrect interpretation of the law and how it works. I'm watching something I've paid for. Doesn't Dr. Benji get around copyright music? I mean, I don't think he's getting around anything. He's just choosing to play it, running the risk that he could get shut down for it. He probably won't. I'd rather not run the risk. Just because at the moment Twitch only enforces it on VODs doesn't mean they won't randomly start enforcing it on live streams at a moment's notice. It doesn't mean there might not be retroactive action taken for people who are flagrantly ignoring the law. It is against the law, Mike, but it's not enforced by Twitch, and it's not chased up by the record labels currently, so everyone gets away with it. It doesn't stop it being illegal. So why are you setting your VPN to another country if that's the case? Because it's not available in the UK. You know the answer. You're just being obtuse. Twitch aren't as strict as YouTube about it. It's not Twitch's decision. It's what is copyright law. It just means that Twitch haven't been sued over it yet. Copyright's a grey area. Not when it comes to broadcasting music that you don't have a license to broadcast, it's not. It's pretty black and white. Why isn't it available in this country? Because they're not allowed to broadcast it in this country within, like, I think it's 2:30 and 5:15 on match days. So they're not allowed to broadcast it. There's no rule against me watching it. So the question I very carefully phrased was, what law am I breaking? The answer is none. Now, if the club knew I was doing it, the onus is on them to stop me doing it, which of course they can't, because they don't know what country I'm accessing it from and what account I'm accessing it on. So they have no way of stopping it. But ultimately, and also, why would they want to? They're getting paid for it as well. Right, we're paying Newport in the FA Cup with a spot in the 3rd round at stake. Streaming games can get you DMCA'd. Not Football Manager, it can't, because it's in the... We talked about this last week. It's in the license. You know, the end user license agreement that pops up when you load the game, and that you can access in more detail by fiddling around on Steam and having a look. I spoke to Miles about this. The license covers you for streaming and making YouTube videos. As part of agreeing to the EULA, they're agreeing to let you stream the game and produce content on the game. Am I opening cards just for a collection, or are there plans to sell them? I don't really have plans to sell them. I guess I could change my mind if I end up getting so many I've got nowhere to keep them. But at the moment, I'm just semi-collecting them, but primarily trying to build decks to play with them. The thing I enjoy most about Pokemon cards is playing the game. So at the moment, it's mainly for playing with a little bit of collecting. And then I guess there'll come a time where I have to get rid of some because I'll run out of space. Back in the day when people had pirate skyboxes, they were fine to be used because they were just watching the TV. No. And again, you know that's not true. I'm gonna time you out in a minute because I think you're being deliberately obtuse and just arguing for the sake of it, and it's a bit wangy. So either stop being a wang or just accept that I'm not breaking a law. You know I'm not. You're just being a wang about it. Exclamation mark NordVPN, boys and girls. There was a case a few years ago that YouTubers who made videos on F1 games started getting copyright strikes by F1 as it featured the FM feature. Yeah, stuff like that can happen. In-game music's a problem. That's why some games have streamer modes where they take out the copyright music and slot in generic music. Clubs can actually shut it down decently easily, at least temporarily. My club occasionally block access through any VPN that's mentioned on the club's subreddit as usable for streaming games. Yeah, but only dodgy VPNs get caught up in that. If you get a good VPN, like NordVPN, they ain't getting shut down. Sound like you're suffering from the dreaded man cold. I don't really know. I feel fine. I wonder if it's hay fever, maybe. I started the stream by talking about how it was a nice sunny day and it was quite warm outside and I've got the window wide open. And as the stream's gone on, I can feel my nose blocking and my throat's sounding odd. We might cut the stream short at some point. So I don't want to force the voice so far that I can't record videos tomorrow. But it does sound like my voice is disappearing, doesn't it? It's weird. Someone's allergic to pollen, I'm suffering. Maybe it is hay fever then. I should perhaps pop an antihistamine. Oh my word, what's Wooster doing out there? When are we going to start scoring goals again? Do you remember when we used to score all the goals? That was nice, wasn't it? Those were the days. He's so far offside and still didn't score. Ah! Football managers are 100% bringing a do a football shout. They should. Oh! Why don't we score goals anymore? We're so excited about playing Peterborough. I think that's what it is. I wonder if I've got any antihistamines left over from last year. I might just go and have a rummage for one in the kitchen. One moment, boys and girls. I'm just going to see if I've got an antihistamine. To see if that is the problem. I just poured water down myself. Oh. Oh, there you go. I've had some drugs. Let's see if that fixes things. I could have used my BRB screen. I've got one. There you go. I could have used that. Ah, silly old Kev. I feel I should keep that on for a minute now. Just to balance it out properly. No, wrong one. There we go. And now we get to play Peterborough. What a time to be alive. We're finishing a lot of scout reports. Oh, FA Cup third round. Not that we're into it yet, because we've still got to beat Newport. In an interview from when Wickham launched our own service away from iFollow, our CFO made a tongue-in-cheek comment about getting a boost of viewership from the small nation of VPN. Exactly. Clubs are completely in on it. When did I get into Pokemon? In general, or the card game that I'm really into now? I played the original Pokemon back in like 99, 98, 99, whenever it was out. So I've been into it as a thing for 23 years. And I've played them all along the way, all the video games. The trading cards, like the last month. What's the best way to rest your players between games? Get them on recovery training. There you go. Recovery training. Recovery training. Need the recovery training. Don't let any of these silly goose YouTubers convince you that you need to rest them. That's less effective than putting on recovery training. Have I played Legends Arceus? I have. Really enjoyed it. How's Anna finding the card game? She's enjoying it. We played it a few times. We've got cards on the way to start improving our decks. I got us a 2-pack of like balanced decks, the Victini and Gardevoir V battle decks. So we had a balanced deck each, and now we're just buying a few cards to add to them, and slowly but surely starting to build out some slightly better quality decks that we can play each other with. Card game, because we're roughly the same age and I was playing Magic the Gathering when the Pokemon game hit. Yeah, I never really got into trading card games, really. I think I got married and had kids too young to get into it. I never had the money to throw at it. I've liked card games in general over the years. I played a lot of Hearthstone when that came out, whenever that came out. And Gwent, the one that was the spin-off from The Witcher, I played quite a lot of. Are there any other examples of card games I've enjoyed? Not that I can think of. But yeah, I'm loving Pokemon. I keep forgetting that we're Leamington. I just assume that we're Peterborough in this scenario. We're not, are we? Yu-Gi-Oh! I've never played. Oh, Theodros! Ah! Why is the Streamer Showdown advertising still on there? Because I haven't taken it off. Top Trumps I've always enjoyed. It's not quite the same thing. I do enjoy a game of Top Trumps. But you know how many FIFA Ultimate Team packs I open up every year as well. You know I love a pack opening. Pokemon cards scratch my itch twice because every pack I open also has an online code in. So I get to open the packs in real life and then open the pack again digitally. And they're cheaper than, or certainly I would say, minutes per pound spent, it's probably cheaper doing Pokemon cards than Ultimate Team, because you can blow through a £72. I think that's the how many FIFA points is that? The one that with EA Access is like 72 quid. I'd blow through that on a stream easily, if not more. You could do that in an hour. Whereas I think if you spend that amount of money on Pokemon cards, it takes you longer than an hour. Certainly once you factor in sorting them into your binder and all that stuff as well. Plus you've got something of value afterwards as well. Plus you then get to do it all again digitally on the online game, which I'm loving. The online pack's a different pack. So like it'll be from the same set, but it's different randomly generated cards. So I've got different cards online to what I have physically. I think they do still make Top Trumps. You see them in toy shops. Am I looking forward to being on the lowdown? I'm ecstatic. I can't wait to be in Matt's house. Am I going to do online pack openings? If people want to see stuff like that. I'm still really early days with it. What I discovered at the weekend is there's sites where you can buy loads of the online codes. So I bought like 200 packs worth of online codes for 40 quid and I opened a load over the weekend to get a bunch more cards on my online profile. But we could maybe do some online Pokemon pack openings. Did I get into Beyblades? I was too old for that. Would I do Friday night FIFA pack openings? I'm going to try and stay away from FIFA this year, I think. £600 or £700 a year I waste on FIFA, I'll waste on Pokemon instead. Oh, good. We've been knocked out of this stupid tournament. Where is this website? The one I used was called Potown Store, which I am going to try and get an affiliate set up with. I don't know how legit it is, but it worked for me. So, like, you can buy them in bulk, and then depending on what set you want, like if you want the newest set, it's $24 per 50 codes. But for a newbie, you don't need to have the brand new set. So you can get some of the older sets for like $6 or $7 for 50 codes. And like if you buy, the more you buy, the more discount you get. So I think I did like 200. Yeah, I think I did 200 of one set, 200 of a different set. And it cost like $45. It was good. Have I ever thought about buying patch cards and Christmas? I don't know what that is. There goes this month's wages. Sorry. I do really enjoy the online game, though. And they're bringing out a new client for it, apparently. So it's going to be available on mobile phones soon. At the moment, you can only play it on tablets or PCs and stuff. I think I've probably played like 200 odd games of Pokemon now online. And I'm enjoying it a lot. I'll have to stream some at some point. Probably not on here, because I can just imagine turning up on here, streaming me playing Pokemon TCG, or perhaps stream directly from the YouTube channel and just have a chat while I play some games one night. Like football cards, same as USA. Have the basketball cards and baseball. Yeah, I've got the wrestling, the All Elite wrestling cards as well. Recently, I've just suddenly become trading card guy, which is not ideal when I'm already action figure guy and comic book guy and pop vinyl guy. Yeah, if you're ruining my finances, Leamington shirts, Pokemon addiction, a Switch. I'm sorry. I can't help myself. I found the card game itself always a bit disappointing. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's just the right level of complexity for me, I think. It's not top trump super easy, but it's not breaking my brain. But when I come up against someone who really knows what they're doing, they're still absolutely handing my backside to me. So there clearly is at least 2 or 3 levels of skill that I don't even understand what I don't understand yet. Which suggests it's got enough depth to keep me amused for a while. Kev opens cards about something he knows nothing about coming soon. Well, that's basically what I did with Pokemon. I didn't know a lot about it when I opened the first box. I might just go. I found a hobby shop near where I live. I might just wander in there and buy a box of Magic the Gathering or a box of Yu-Gi-Oh! I just open them and be like, I don't know what's going on, but sell me your cheapest box of cards for me to open in a video. I don't need to get started. I don't need to get hooked into something else. That would be a disaster. I've got some magic beans if you're interested. Why would I be interested? Tell me what I would like about them. You got to give me a reason to want them. There's a WCW Nitro game. I'm sure you can still find packs of it. Oh, that sounds amazing. Oh, are we going to lose again? I'm fed up with this today. I am fed up with losing all the time. Yu-Gi-Oh's great, but very complex. Yeah, see, I don't think I can cope with very complex. do I play chess? I have played chess over the years. I never really got properly into chess. I had a spell where I played a lot of poker. I had a spell where I played a lot of backgammon. I never really developed any... I never really threw myself into chess. I know how to play it, but I've never studied it the way I have other games. I spent like 3 years reading every book on poker you could find, watching videos on it, just practicing, learning. What's backgammon? It's a little board game slash... have a board and some counters, and it's a similar thing to poker in that there's no cards involved, but it's a nice little combination of skill and luck. The luck coming from a dice roll rather than the draw of a card. But you have the complexity and skill to it as well. So you win, if you're good at it, you win more often than you lose, but it still has enough chance in it to make it accessible to numbskulls. It's good. I know a guy from uni who wasted his student loans on online poker. Well, now you know a guy who paid his bills while he was at uni using online poker and then wrote his dissertation about online poker. Without online poker while I was at uni, I wouldn't have been able to afford to do uni. I was basically a full-time poker player for like 2 years of uni. That's how I paid my bills. Which is another weird thing that apparently lots of Football Manager creators have in common. Lots of us have a background in poker, which is interesting. We obviously all have the same kind of brains. Ben will love hearing that. He's got the same kind of brain as me. You're just like me, Ben. You're just like me. He'll love that. That'll make his year. I was that good at poker. At the time, you didn't need to be that good at poker to make a living off of it. You just needed to be better than the majority of people you were playing with. So I stuck to quite low stakes games, but played like 20, 25 games at a time. I had it set up with my Xbox controller, so I'd literally just be playing sit and goes. We're getting very niche on poker now. And I would have software that popped up on the screen when I had to make a move. And there'd be no nuance to it. It was literally mathematical decisions. This is what the software I made for my dissertation trained me to do. It was poker training software, literally focusing on optimal play in push-fold scenarios. And I would just play right from the start of the sit and go all the way through. It would just be, there's one decision to make. You look at the scenario on the screen. Do you go all in or do you fold? So I wasn't playing good poker. I was playing profitable poker in high volume at low stakes against people who didn't know what they were doing. So it gave me a mathematical edge, which meant if I played 200 matches over the course of an evening, I was fairly confident over a sample size of 200, I'd probably turn a profit. And if I did that enough times, like if I did that 4 or 5 nights a week, that would make me enough money to pay my bills. I did read Kill Phil amongst many, many, many other books. I have some Merlin Premier League 96-97 stickers you can have if you want. That sounds awesome. Poker is essentially all mathematical edge until you get to mid-high stakes. Yeah, exactly. That's why I stayed at the low stakes. Low stakes, high volume. And the only skill to it was being able to focus for long periods of time. But luckily on PokerStars at the time, even on one table sit and goes, they would always have the 5-minute break every hour. Presumably because there was loads of people doing exactly what I was doing. So at 5 minutes to the hour every hour, there'd be a 5-minute break where all games that I was playing would have a break. So I would play for probably 6 or 7 hours as a stretch. knowing that I had 5 minutes off every hour for those 5 or 6 hours, or 6 or 7 hours, whatever it would be, and just had to build myself up to the point where I could focus for longer and longer. Where do I want them sending? I've got a PO box. If you put exclamation mark PO box in the chat, it should show you the address. Thank you. Did I wear a tux while playing? No, I even went to a casino a few times. It shows how what I was doing was very much geared around online poker, because I went to a casino a couple of times and was awful. Completely out of my depth. And couldn't play cash games. I'm terrible at cash games. I can play small, like, one table sit and go tournaments really well against poor opposition and just hoover up prize money. But yeah, I'm pretty terrible at just standard poker because I never really had to do it. America did essentially kill online poker. I can't remember. I mean, I presume it happened towards the end of my time at uni, because I don't remember what came first, whether I left uni and then stopped playing poker, or stopped playing poker as I was leaving uni. I would have stopped around then anyway, because I started teacher training, and that's a lot of work. Right, Godwin. We've had an offer for Godwin. It's nowhere near his value, so we're just going to turn that down. Yeah, it was certainly helpful during my time at uni. Larger MTTs are also mathematical edges. We need to have variance. I used to, towards the end, I was playing in the 180-man tournaments that they would have on there. I don't know if they still have them. I've not touched online poker for years. Yeah, and I did, like you say, the variance is much bigger on them. So once my bankroll got a bit bigger, I started playing some of those. But some of them, those tournaments would last like 2 hours, and it was harder to get a block of time where I could play them in enough volume. Yeah, you needed a lot of volume to be able to do the strategy I was doing, because I needed to get through a couple of 100 matches a day. Right, it's our replay in the FA Cup. Let's win it and get through to the next round. Back when Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was the biggest show on TV, I did well in making money in sweepstakes with mates. Before smartphones and easy access to Google ruined the game. That's awesome. I don't think it was 2006 online poker ended, because I didn't start uni until 2009. So those numbers don't add up at all. I was at uni 2009 to 2012. So it must have been like 2011, 2012-ish that online poker went kaput. Because I was definitely part of my dissertation that I submitted in 2012 was tracking my online world ranking. So definitely when I was in the research stage of my dissertation, it was still up and running. Black Friday was 2011. That sounds more like it. Online poker is still going, but not in the same way it was. Basically, I don't know. They shut access to it down to Americans. So all the easy targets, all the fish were gone. So it was much harder to make money. My dad's best mate from uni made a lot of money in the early days of online poker. He always said he'd play a lot of volume like you, but he learned the names of good players. Oh, yeah, I had tracking software. That's the other thing. I think it was called Poker Tracker, the tracking software, that would record every hand of every game that I played in, and you could download hand histories that you weren't even involved in as well, which was a little shady, but you were able to do it. So every time I sat at a table, I would have an overlay on there showing me what kind of player the opposition was. So you'd know if they were aggressive or passive. You'd know what their win percentages were and stuff like that. So yeah, you could when it wasn't just a mathematical decision, you could take the time a little bit more by knowing about the player because you had it all on the thing. Oh, it was a whole thing. I would spend a couple of hours every day just reviewing my hands from the day before, looking at where I'd made mistakes to hone the strategy in. Oh dear, this is some shocking defending from us. If we could get the ball clear, that would be quite nice. I'd enjoy that. Any traffic news? It's a bit early. It's a little early. One moment. Next door, I've got a new car, and it is parked outside. But other than that, we are clear. Of course, we are approaching the school run, which will be beginning in about 20 minutes' time. So if you are planning on making a journey, I'd suggest head out now or giving it an hour. There we go. Traffic news. I think online poker is the only industry that pays tax from gross revenue. It's sickening how it's treated. Yeah, in the UK, because it's classed as winnings, it wasn't taxable. Well, it was, I don't know what the situation is now, but certainly at the time, gambling winnings not taxable. Which was lovely. Mr. Gavlar, thank you very much for 14 months. How did Andy's visit go last week? It was fine. That's all the information we'll share. It was fine. Has the TNT van ever been back? Not that I've noticed, no. I remember when there was a tax on UK gambling, 9% on stake or winnings. You had to decide at the time of the bet. I've never really gambled outside of that few years where I played a lot of poker, so I don't really understand. Well, I kind of understand the concept of gambling, but playing all that poker over the years taught me to only want to risk money when I could control the outcome, which is why I don't gamble on sports. I did watch AEW. It was one of the best pay-per-views I've ever seen. They put on a good show. Bin update. It's not bin day, but I will be streaming on Wednesday this week, so you'll get bins live as they're happening potentially on Wednesday, which is very exciting. I can't wait. I think it might be time to sit down again now we're winning again. Right, just freshen everybody up and then get the chair down. In other news, I started clearing out the cupboard that runs alongside me, and I found 3 unopened packs of LED strips. So I need to decide where in here I can put some LED strips. I might put some on the underside of the desk, but you won't see them. I need LED strips. Where shall I put my LED strips? As someone who fell out of watching wrestling a while ago, would you recommend AEW to someone who liked watching companies like Ring of Honor? Yes. Definitely. I mean, it's basically a bunch of former Ring of Honor guys. The World Championship match was Adam Page against Adam Cole. CM Punk was on the card. Bryan Danielson was on the card. It was basically a Ring of Honor card. Do I prefer streaming or recording? I enjoy them in different ways. I find that I have to be in the right mood to stream. Recording, I can just turn it on whenever. Even if I'm in a bad mood or I'm tired, I can just switch on recording and it's fine. Whereas with streaming, I think you can tell what kind of mood I'm in by what kind of stream we have. And the way my day is going and whether I'm tired or not or how I'm feeling really has an impact on the streaming more than it does on video. So I like the fact that video is something I know I can just do every day and it's comfortable and easy and successful and profitable and all that kind of stuff and lots of fun. But streaming, I just like the fact that we get to sit around and have a chat about absolutely anything. Streaming's my social interaction. I don't leave the house very much. So this is my social interaction, chatting with you lot while we play Football Manager. I need them both. This feels like the hobby, that feels like the work, and I need them both for balance. How's my marathon streamathon training going? I'm still on track with the training at the moment. The first month of the training plan was just do 20 solid minutes every day. So I'm on week 3 of that part of the plan. Once we get into week 5, we start increasing the daily and a couple of times a week starting to do longer stretches. I've basically taken a marathon training plan and adjusted it for walking rather than running. But that should get me to the point where I peak on my birthday. So in July, is my birthday actually on the weekend? Because the training plan I've set up, yeah, my birthday's on the Sunday the 10th of July. So my big day each week and the training plan is going to be Sundays. So if I'm going to be able to do it, the day I'll do it is the 10th of July, Sunday the 10th of July, my birthday. No way Anna's going to let me do that. So it might end up being the day before or I don't know, because the way it works, that's the weekend where the training will have me as ready as I'll ever be to do it. And then the following weekend is TwitchCon in Amsterdam. So all the training goes out the window then. So it needs to be birthday weekend or not at all. So we'll see. Long time YouTube fan, love the content. My save's in 2050 now. Wowzers. Why is the league table still not there? Doo-da, doo-da. Oh, this is our game in hand. Okay. This is quite important then. Our game in hand, and we're playing our big rivals, Notts County, who stole several of our players off us a few years back, none of which are at their club anymore. So they didn't need to steal them. Even the AI is playing narrow. That's the way to play Football Manager this year. It's the narrow year. Oh, Hughes is back. That's a finish. A finish and a cartwheel. Beautiful stuff. Let's have a look at it from the other angle. Okoronkwo out to Cooper. Cooper into Hughes. One touch on the inside of his foot. He's just side-footed that over the goalkeeper. Beautiful. And that puts us back within 3 points of Crawley. Assuming it stays like this. Or improves. We want to win the league. We don't just want to get promoted. I know it's easy to get promoted from this league. 3 automatic promotion spots and the playoffs. So you should get promoted, regardless. But we want to win the league. None of this going up in second place nonsense. We want to win the league. We want Hall of Fame points. However, whatever minuscule amount you get for winning League 2. Right. No. No. You can come on there, actually. And then swap them around like that. And for my final trick, boom. What league are we in? This is League 2. Good work, young Beagles. Oh, we're back to winning ways. We're properly back to our best again. We're going to win the league. We're going to win the league. We're going to win the league. Come on, dance with me. That 3 wins on the spin and an FA Cup third round tie against Uddersfield. We're mid-table in the Championship. Are we going to have another cup run this year? That would be amazing. Stream schedule this week. Yes, there should be. It should be the standard stream schedule. As in 1 o'clock Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. And then network game in the evening on Thursday. That's what we aim for every week. This week, as it stands right now, there shouldn't be anything getting in the way. Obviously, if something comes up, then I'll let you know. At the moment, the most likely thing to come up is I'll lose my voice because it feels like it's going. But fingers crossed, we hold on. I think the antihistamines made a little bit of a difference. And maybe getting more than 3 hours sleep tonight will help as well. So we'll try that. What other sports do I like? I don't really. I don't really watch anything else. Just football and wrestling. And wrestling, we can't really call a sport. I've left my Leamington shirt too high, but I can't be bothered to lower it down. I'm more likely to just raise the desk back up than move that shirt, I think. Oh, lazy Kev. Wrestling is physical soap opera. Yeah, it's ballet for boys. That's how I describe it to Anna. Because every now and again she'll feel the need to tell me, you know it's all fake, don't you? My response is always, yeah, so are all these TV shows you watch. But you enjoy them. What do I think about Vince inducting Taker? I don't think there's any other choice. Would have been quite cool for Ted DiBiase to do it because he originally brought him in storyline way back when. Or Kane if he hadn't turned into a nutcase. But yeah, I think in the circumstances, Vince probably makes the most sense. Planning on doing a derby save since it's the community challenge on the FM podcast. Any tips or ideas to not getting sacked? Yeah, just try and win loads of football matches. Happy to help. I would actually say if I was doing a derby save and the goal was to, it depends what your goal is. Is your goal to stay in the Championship season 1 or is your goal to fix Derby County? Because I think the best thing you can do to fix Derby as a long-term project is to get them relegated and rebuild properly. So you can put together a team that's not cheating. And it's a longer-term project. If you're trying to stay in the Championship first season, just build up even more debt. Just throw money at anyone you can get in who's better than what you've got. You've only got to finish above the likes of Posh. It shouldn't be that hard. Frappuccino, thank you very much for the sub. Oh, this voice. Right, we're going to make a decision in 5 minutes whether it's sensible to carry on streaming when my voice is disappearing. Part of me thinks a grown-up thing to do with the rest of the week in mind would be to rest the voice. But we'll give this medication a little bit longer to work. Smithy, thank you for 10 months. I don't know why my voice is going. It's annoying me. What I don't want to do is get to the point where I can't make videos tomorrow or the next day or whenever. It's weird. Do you want me to set a poll? No, you're all right. I'll make the decision in 5 minutes. I tell you what the main criteria is. I want to be top of the league again. I'll feel comfortable ending the stream if we're top of the league. Stop as I need it for the network save on Thursday. I mean, I'll level with you, Watto. The network game is probably the lowest of the priorities because it's my lowest viewed stream of the week. It's a higher priority to me to make sure I can make videos every day this week and stream every day this week. The network game is nice to have. The network game's a lot of fun and it obviously does a lot of good in cross-promoting the channel to the other channels. But if I had to knock one stream on the head this week, it would be that one. I need to make sure I get up tomorrow morning able to make videos. Get Anna in to cover the rest. That's not a bad idea. I could just sit in silence for the rest of the stream. Can you imagine me trying to stream in silence? I don't think I could cope with it. Good old Big Holman. How are Crawley doing? Crawley are losing to Mansfield. If we can grab a couple more goals here, we'll go top of the league and then I'll be happy. Oh! Shouldn't make that noise. Ah, Crawley have equalised. Jagsman, thank you very much for the bits. Communicate by interpretive dance. I could do. I could just open up my notepad on the screen and just type what I wanted to say. That might be a fun way to stream. What was that? The ball bounced at a very strange angle there. Come and join the chat. I think I'm still signed out of the chat on OBS. Hold on, let's see if I can type in the chat. Nope, I am logged out of the chat on OBS. It's why I can't do raids at the moment. I don't know why I'm OBS is still streaming to my Twitch account. And I can still see the chat on OBS, but for whatever reason, it is not letting me type in the chat at the moment. So I can't join the chat. It's very sad. I'll have to find my Twitch password, and that sounds complicated. Just bought a Danhausen shirt and 4 packs of the cards. Where have you got the cards from? Are the cards for sale? Hold the phone. If AEW cards are for sale, I need to buy some. Where would they be? Where would they be? Memorabilia? Is that where it would be? This is probably where you're going to tell me you didn't buy them off of their website. Stickers? No, this isn't what I want. This isn't what I want. I want cards. Top selling weekly. I could just wait for you to answer, I suppose. I haven't seen the Danhausen shirt. I'd quite like a Danhausen shirt. Or a Danhausen face paint kit if they do that. I can just make myself a Danhausen. Wasn't off AEW shop. Are you in the UK? Where did you buy them from? I've been looking for more. I haven't been able to find them anywhere. Where did you buy them from? Where did you buy them from? Where did you buy them from? If you're in the US, it's no help. If you're in the UK and you've managed to find cards somewhere, let me know, 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 let me know. And I'll buy some right now. Because whenever they come in stock somewhere, they go out of stock almost immediately because everyone lumps on them. So if you've got the secret hookup, I need to know. The suspense, exactly. Off my mate who bought my Ringside Collectibles. Ah! That's no good. I already bought the Ringside Collectibles ones. Ah. Ah, I bought the maximum they allowed you to buy. Never mind. Thought I was going to get some more cards. Very sad. I was even toying with getting some off StockX. Because, I mean, they're so expensive on there. So expensive. I paid a lot less than that for four blaster boxes. £183. One box for £49. Or you get the big hobby boxes that are getting on for £300. I should have just sold the ones that I had rather than opening them and then wanting more. Can't you get Zed to buy me some from the States and ship them over? He'd do it wrong. He's not to be trusted. He doesn't understand wrestling. He'd end up sending me Hulk Hogan's bandana or something. Kev, I need you to stop endorsing things. I've just had a box of cheesies turn up. I completely forgot about. That's amazing. I mean, I'm just as bad. I remembered the other day that, remember I did that brand deal for Pouch in January, where one of the websites that they use was Converse. So I buy Converse shoes, so I went on there just to show you how the discount worked. No intention of buying anything. I didn't need shoes and saw that they had a Pokemon crossover. So I designed myself some custom Pokemon Converse high tops, which I ordered, obviously. So they're going to turn up at some point, and I had forgotten until the other day that I'd even ordered them. They're still not here. It must have been like 6 weeks now, but they're being custom made with my name on the back and all sorts of ridiculous stuff. This is why I shouldn't do brand deals for places like Pouch. It makes me spend money that I didn't need to spend. Right, we're going to do at least one more match because we want to get to the top league. All of a sudden, my voice is feeling a little better. I don't know if it's psychological. I don't know if it's just that the medicine's starting to work. But I do feel like the voice is recovered ever so slightly. Maybe we just need to keep pouring water down my throat. So maybe the medicine's working. Good move. Blame the sponsor. Well, it shows that they're really good. They alerted me to a really good product and I got a discount off of it. So good work, Pouch, and you're stupid saving me stupid money on stupid things I want. Ugh. At least they paid me more than the shoes cost, so I was still on a net positive, just about. Right. Who the hell is Ryan Finnegan? Another player on loan, we'll go with it. Brandon Brian War is out of contract at the end of the season. Do we want to keep him or do we want to let him go? Because Peterborough are offering money for him. I think we probably take money if we can get money. But I want 6 figures. If we can get up to there, bearing in mind he's out of contract at the end of the season, I think that's good business then. There you go. I said I wanted 6 figures, 105,000 for a player who's probably not going to get his contract renewed. That seems to make sense to me. Especially because we brought 2 right backs in the summer on loan. I have tabs open. We start collecting Pokemon cards on. Not gone further than that, but definitely earning that influencer title. That's amazing. It is a lot of fun. I'll get you when I start playing it online and you get to watch me playing it and realizing how fun it is to play as well. Do you think you can get promoted to the championship straight away next season? I think there's a good chance we will. I think we are a very good side. We'd need to have the right additions to the squad, but if we can find more players of the quality of Dector, who's come straight in and been great, or Scott, who's come straight in and been great, if we can sign another players like these, like if we get 2 or 3 of them every summer, then, and we can find the right loans, there's no reason why we shouldn't. You hooked me just talking about getting Pokemon cards. Let them play the game. I'm so sorry. But I'm not, because it's fun. Disposable income, my one weakness. Yeah, exactly. My problem is I get interested in things. I find too many things interesting. I was saying to Anna earlier, I think yesterday maybe, I'm afraid of dying for a different reason to a lot of people. A lot of people's reason for being afraid of dying is I'm not done living yet. I don't want to miss out on time with my family. And I get all that. That was all in there. My main reason for not wanting to die is because there's so much stuff I haven't been able to do yet. So many hobbies. So many. I don't want to die while Posh still exists. I don't want to miss a season of promotion. I don't, you know, I want to play more games, do more things, collect more stuff, buy more things. I am the ultimate consumer. I find too many things interesting. I don't remember the last time I was bored. I don't get bored. My problem is I have too much I want to be doing. There's always too many options. I do want people to play with. That's exactly it. Oh, that's a lovely pass. Oh, this is lovely football. What a goal. I don't want to die so I can spend all the investments I've done over the last 10 years. Exactly. You just don't want Anna to find everything I've bought so far. Yeah, exactly. There's that as well. I'm worried if I die and Anna finds out everything I actually own, she'll kill me. She'll find a way to bring me back to life just so she can kill me herself. There should be a section in my will. No money gets released until you've set fire to the storage unit without looking inside it. that might be the... Can you add that as a provision on a will? Toodle pit beagles. She doesn't know about the other 3 storage units in Peterborough. Yeah. There's already instructions in my will about which are the expensive wrestling figures that you don't just sell at a car boot. Which are the good pop vinyls that you really need to deal with properly. The perils of being a collector. I'm going to need to update it with some of these Pokemon cards now. Yes, most of them you can just sell as one big job lot on eBay and you're fine. But these ones, for goodness sake, sell them separately. And don't accept less than this. Ooh, good football again. quite this time. I'm in the US, Kev. If you need stuff sending over, let me know. Wrestling cards. I don't think they're available. I don't think you can just walk into a shop and buy them there. I think that's the problem. I think they've just been really popular everywhere. I think if they were available in the US, they'd be available worldwide. There'd be a way for me to buy them. Like, I buy all my wrestling figures from the US and they get sent over. Scares me to think there are some wrestling figures that cost as much as some dresses I own. Scares me to think that there's dresses that could be worth as much as a wrestling figure. But like, I don't know how much the AEW Unrivaled Series 1. So I've got the original set. What? Oh no, it's Series 1 to 6. Okay. See, I've got version 1.1, not 1.2. So if 1.2, if the reprints are worth 240, I've got the originals still boxed in a cupboard. They're the ones I told Anna to not do anything stupid with. Because I bought 2 sets of the originals. My 1.2s are open and on the shelf, so they're not worth that anymore. But the original ones, the originals, are all still mint in box. So I have no idea how much they're worth now. I don't even know. I guess if we put 1.1 shopping. There you go. There's 5 of the 6 for 375. I've got the full 6 still in box. I've got Brandy as well, which is the one missing from that set. So that set mint on card, the way I've got it, must be worth £500. And it's only 2 years old at this point. It's only going to go up. Still in the box, seems hard to play with them. I buy 2 of each. I buy some to play with and some to stay in the box. And then when there's ones in special boxes, I buy the special box with a view to getting them signed at some point. I have a problem. But it's a really fun problem, so that makes it okay. So what you're saying is crypto's dead, I should be buying wrestling figures. Yeah. You should just buy, you should invest in things you're passionate about. It's the great thing about collecting. If you find it enough fun, it doesn't even feel like an investment. I'd like to think I was being really smart and frugal when I bought them the way I bought them and kept the Series 1 ones deliberately, but it was actually that I hadn't discovered Ringside Collectibles at that point. So I ordered them from Smith's Toy Store and they came months late. So when 1.2 became available, I bought them on Ringside Collectibles, so I got them sooner. And then the original series arrived after the first lot, so I just kept them in their boxes. We're talking about my expensive wrestling figures. You know the secret ones I showed you the location of? They're worth like 500 quid. No, because I bought wrestlers with it instead.
But I just want to buy stuff.
What do you want to buy?
I want to buy a new game. I want to buy...
Speak loud. What game do you want?
The new expansion to Assassin's Creed.
Buy it then.
I want a new iPad cover.
I'm literally saying I'll buy you one of those
They
today.
don't sell them anymore. Yesterday? That was earlier today. What is in your hair? Oh my god.
What is in my hair?
You've got more white.
Yeah, I'm an old man now.
No, but you had that one there, but now you've got a massive one there. Ow.
I think we're going to sell Wayne O'Donoghue. He's down to 4-star potential. He's out of contract at the end of the season. We're never likely to use him.
Bye-bye.
So let's try and bump his value up as well. That works for me. We need the money. Excellent.
Is that yours? I don't think it is. What is this? Why is that in his mouth?
That's the grease, my treadmill.
Why is it in his mouth?
My treadmill grease. I don't know, he's taken it from the shelf, I guess. Do you want to stand on the balance board?
No.
I think people would enjoy watching you stand on it.
But if I do, I may embarrass.
Yeah. That's real. Calling them an investment is just a justification for collecting. Yeah, that's all collecting is. Anna, the first card for your deck has arrived. There you go. That's going into your deck. Careful with it. I haven't sleeved it properly yet. What does that mean? During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. So it means that the Pokemon that's defending on the next turn can't go back onto the bench, can't use the retreat option. But yeah, you're getting a few of these. I got this off eBay.
Look at my hair.
You have a set of 4 of these in your deck.
I slept on my hair and now it's...
What is he doing down there now? You're not allowed on that side, Dave.
Dave, come on.
He only goes over there when you're in the room.
Sit. Sit. Sit.
People are saying hello, Anna. When's Tiny Tina out then?
25th.
Then you can't even get it yet.
No,
It's not out for ages.
Creed.
Oh, Assassin's Creed. When's that out?
On the 10th.
That's not out yet either. I've had a sore throat all left. Oh, Andy's home. I was going to tell her my sob story about my sore throat. It's not even a sore throat. I've just been losing my voice. It hasn't. I've not felt ill at all. Right, Dave, sit back down now. You're blocking the light, you maniac. Right, come on. Let's do a football, please. Please and thank you. We'd like to go back to the top of the table. Dave is really wagging his tail. Oh, Hughes is back. Good old Hughesy. It's a well-weighted pass there. Lovely timing on the run as well. VAR might have got him at a higher level. But luckily, we're not at a higher level. So VAR can bite me. I need a League 2 team playing FM that's not Tranmere. I've been them. Exeter. We talked about Exeter before. Are they League 2? They're probably League 2. They sound League 2-ish. Cobblers. Bless them. Good old Cobblers. Oh, we are top of the league again as it stands. Terrific. Carlisle United, local rivals of Exeter, I believe. The Carlisle-Exeter derby. This is good work from Cooper. Oh, this is good football again. We're playing well. We're playing well. Using 3D highlights on my Mac is really laggy. I can only use 2D. Yeah, I've been there with older computers before. That's why 2D is still there as an option. Ho, 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 ho. How was that? Oh, I thought it was Big Holman who scored. I sometimes switch to 2D for nostalgia. I've not played a game on 2D in years. I don't think I'd like it anymore. Used to be all I did. I think I'd find it horrible now. Ugh. Ugh. Why is it not taking up any of the screen? Why is it all in the middle? That's so weird. Okay, this does feel like the olden days. Oh, I remember this. I remember this. There you go. We've seen Hughes score in 2D. Zoom in. Oh, hold on. We're back in 3D. I So you zoom in, do you? Aha. Okay. So we've zoomed in. And then you have to update the speed, don't you? You can't go at this speed on a 2D. Oh god, that's too zoomed in. I want to see the advertising boards though. What are these numbers here? Yeah, I've had my fill of that. Let's go back to this. Much better. Do match commentary. I don't think that's even an option anymore, is it? No, I don't think you can do commentary only anymore. Bum, 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 bum. Those numbers were the subs. Okay. It's in the highlights. Ah. So you still see the ground, but you just get commentary. That's strange. I want it to look like old school Championship Manager. Hello from Minnesota, USA. A day off, so I might as well check it on Leamington. Sounds like an excellent plan. We are top of the league, and we battered Northampton, and we're plunging them into relegation trouble. That is what I call an afternoon well spent. Northampton in non-league would be exquisite. Use only commentary when you're getting battered and you want the game to end. I've never even thought of doing that. I just sit there and take my medicine. It makes the highs higher if you properly experience the lows. What's his potential showing us now? 4.5 stars still. Nice. We should get to the big FA Cup game against Huddersfield. We should actually clear our debts in the next week or so in game. We've got potentially £250,000 off of player sales going out, plus an away game against Huddersfield in the FA Cup. We should be back in the black by the end of the month, which would be nice. I don't remember, is this season immediately after promotion? Yes. I only use commentary for pre-season and mid-season morale booster games against Bedford FC. Are they always against Bedford FC? And why aren't you just leaving your assistant manager to manage them? Sad story for you, Kev. I had my old save with Posh and just won the playoffs to the Premier League. Then the laptop crashed, but I didn't have save files in the cloud save. Always have them in the Steam cloud. Why would they not be in the cloud? CG Gaming. I will hydrate. It's good for the throat. I tell you what, we're gonna have another one. That was pleasant. And now posture check as well. Cool, you lot don't want much, do you? So demanding. Right, Brandon Brian War is leaving for £110,000 to Gillingham. That's good business. We brought him in on a free. He played pretty well for a year and a half. He's out of contract at the end of the year as a 3-star current ability player with no potential. And we sold him on at a profit. That works for me. Goodrum's going to be upset about it, isn't he? We let him go because we didn't need him. We've got the Holmans. So that is part of the debt repaid. Now, if we let O'Donoghue go to Hull as well, who's just a reserve player, that'd be lovely. Who's doing shadow puppets? That would be Dave wagging his tail. Sat right in front of the RGB light. This will be season 10. Yeah, I think so. Right, away against Fylde. There you go. See, Big Holman can come back in the team now. Beautiful. I'd rather have Big Holman in there. Is Dave Cam going to return at some point, probably? I want to make the new office tour before I start adding silly extra stuff that's going to look weird. So I just need to finish polishing it off and tidying it and looking pretty. Then I'll record the tour sometime this week. And then I can start messing it up again. Yes, Theodros is still good. Still one of our best players. How big is Big Holman? Big Holman's 6'5". Little Holman is 6'4". The Holmans make them big. Thought Big Holman was going to show you how big he was there, but it's actually Scott getting injured. Not injured, fouled. So now we have Little Kev with the chance to score from the penalty spot. This team desperately needs Slavy Spasov. I strongly disagree. We've got much better strikers than Slavy Spasov. Oh dear. It's definitely my nose being a bit blocked, which is causing the throat. I don't know why my nose is all blocked up. Must be hay fever, but the antihistamine doesn't seem to have worked. Theodros is there. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Ooh. Oh, there you go. Wrestling, lack of sleep catching up with me now. Is Theodros as good as Shane Phillips? He's a different player, different kind of player. Theodros will still be playing for us in the championship, I think. Olbasol nasal sticks are very good to clear sinuses, or a shot of tequila. I know, which I'd rather see you do on stream. I think I've got some Olbasol, actually, if that's what you want to see. You wouldn't ever catch me drinking tequila. Hello, Dave. I see. Dave's decided to come up and say hello. You going to come up again and say hello? Come on. Everyone wants to see you. There he is. Dave's here! It's Dave! Well, there was a football match going on. There you go. That was Dave Cam. You're the one making all the commotion behind me, making the lights go funny, aren't you? Mr. David. The treats are in the living room. I haven't brought the treat tin back in here yet. They're in the living room, Dave. I'm afraid I have no biscuits. We'll have to bring the box back in here now that we've got the desk set up. It's been set up 2 weeks, I know. But the box is still in the living room, as you know, because you've had about half of them since they've been in there. I think that other adult you live with gives you far more of them than I do. Need to get Troy Parrott in the team scoring goals before you can give Dave a biscuit. Yeah, exactly. We'll sign Troy Parrott, don't worry. He's just staring into my soul now. Just sat there looking at me as if to say, I am not moving until you give me the biscuit that I am owed. I let you rub my head. You now owe me food. You're not a cat. You can't glare at me like that. You love having your head rubbed. Right. Let's do another football shot. Oh, we're doing the pervert corner again. That one has to be offside, surely. Not offside, just incompetent. I don't know why we keep trying it. Yeah, Gilks is still doing a good job at left back. The whole team we had in the National League, they're pretty much all pretty decent level. I mean, Gilks is still our backup behind Kiezu. But they're both always good enough to play in the Football League. There you go. Proper corner this time. Far post. Oh, Big Holman was there. He couldn't connect with it. The move continues, though. There is the aforementioned Armani Gilks. Crawley are winning, but so are we, which is why we're still 2 points ahead of them. What is a pervert corner? A corner that would only be done by perverts, aka a short corner. Because you'd have to be a pervert not to just aim for the big guy. That's what all non-perverts do. They just aim for the big guy. We are 10 points clear of 4th place. Promotion is looking good, boys and girls. Gilks has now picked up a knock. Much sadness. Eee! FM might update near post corners to be less OP, but they'll never kill it. Yeah, that's why I like to have a mix of corners on there, so that we're not abusing one type. That's why we added the short corners. Right, boys and girls, I think what I'm going to do is save the FA Cup game for the start of tomorrow's stream. Look, we did get back into form in the end. But I think it is sensible to give my voice a little bit of a rest when it is struggling a little bit. So I think we're going to end the stream here. It's a nice little logical ending point, because then we can start things off tomorrow with the FA Cup 3rd round. So you've got a little bit of time on your hands before Non-League Legend is out at 4 o'clock. So, you know, enjoy some of that fresh air. Enjoy some of that sunshine. All these things I was talking about earlier. This is your opportunity to enjoy those things. And then make sure you're back on the internet in the dark at 4 o'clock to watch Non-League Legend over on YouTube. And I'll be back here tomorrow about 1-ish, probably a little bit before. As soon as I finish my lunch, we'll play the Huddersfield game. So I'll see you tomorrow, folks. Toodle pip. Bye-bye.